What is up, guys? I'm Hubsmash, and I'm super excited to bring you information on gear stats so you guys can get an idea as to what stats will do, how much they'll impact things. If you're like me, you've been looking at a weapon and thinking, okay, it gives me more attack, and what does that mean? Or if I'm losing some defense and gaining more attack, I think, how much defense am I actually giving up here? So this will give us some basis to get started on that information and try to figure these kind of things out as we go. So before I even get started, though, I absolutely have to give a huge shout out to Reddit user iGuy2345, who put this all together and shared it with the community. I'm extremely thankful that he put in the time, and am in no way trying to take credit for his work. I'm simply trying to get this info out to the community. A link will be put in the description to the original spreadsheet and Reddit post that he made. So thanks, iGuy2345. I hope somebody gets you Reddit Gold. Maybe I'll get you Reddit Gold. But let's take a look at the attack and defense categories and the way that these work. So it's possible that this works the way with the other categories. Actually, it's probably likely, but I don't think the testing's been done. So the bar for the attack is a small white line on it, as you can see here, right? The bar is what indicates the base point, and that means that there's a 0 gain, 0 loss from a stat change from gear. So my defense, for example, here is a 0 gain, 0 loss. And with the current gear at level 18, there's not a lot of possibilities for where these bars are going to be. They tend to be at a max example, a mid example, or a minimum example. And the way that this works is if it's below down here towards the minimum, that's going to be a 4.5% decrease to attack, which looks to be a theoretical maximum because it's not fully gone. Like, there'll be a sliver of it left. So it looks to be like a theoretical maximum of 5%. That's just a speculation on my part. But it can be towards the upper end of the bar, around where mine is, maybe a little bit further up, and that would equal a 13% increase to attack, or it could be maxed, and that would equal a 20% increase to attack. And so defense works the same way. So defense is, this is a 0% gain, 0% loss in defense. If it's all the way down, that's a 10% loss in defense, and if it's all the way up, it's a 30% gain. So you could swing pretty wildly on the defense stat here. And so this is a pretty big find because it gives us a base or a starting point to work with when we're trying to understand what kind of gains we're going to see, and what it will allow us to consider whether or not it's worth making the sacrifices we'll need to make. So for example, I play Peacekeeper, and we know that Peacekeeper has her zone attacks, and they're really fast, and they do 20 damage on the zone attacks. If I'm not mistaken, let me just, yeah, it's 20 damage on the zone attacks. So if I do 20 damage on a zone attack and I have 20% increase to my my damage, I'm going to do 24 damage on my zone attack. So that's almost one full bar of health. A bar of health is 25 health points. So that information is important, because it means that now I know that even if I max my gear out, if somebody has 1 bar, or my attack out, if somebody has 1 bar of health and I zone attack them, it's not going to be enough to kill them. They're still going to have 1 health left. That's important to know. Maybe it's not worth maxing it out, for example. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying that, it allows us to consider these things. So we could assume that all of these stats work similarly, I think. I think it's safe to assume that. Now, we don't know for sure, but I'm thinking stamina regen, exhaustion recovery, all that kind of stuff. Likely all percentage-based stats that can be reduced from the baseline. As you can see, the baseline's on all these stats, or it can be increased up to a max percentage. So lots more testing needs to be done for us to figure out what all these values actually are. It'd be nice if they included them in the game, but I get the impression that they're trying to stay away from hard numbers. Either way, it's a lot nicer in my mind to be able to say, okay, I gain 20% attack, but I lose about 10% on defense. And then I can decide if that's worth it. I hope you guys found this interesting. I was super excited to find this information. I want to thank the For Honor Reddit community, and specifically iGuy2345 for putting this together. He is a champion. If you want to see more of the videos on For Honor, I've got lots coming down the pipe. You should consider subscribing. If you like the video, it would be pretty cool if you click that like button. It really helps with the channel. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I appreciate it very much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and take care.